Madam Chair, just to say that if we legislate that something can be done by any means, it means that it can be done by any means. And if the intention is that the procurement is to be done in accordance with the regulations, just a minute. I appreciate the concerns about the slowness in procurement. And they are real. I mean, all of us here have experienced it. But if the answer is really that the intention is to have the procurement done in accordance with those regulations, it will not achieve the objective of legislating that the procurement is to be done by any means.
Thank you, Member.
Madam Speaker, we hear the member and we put clause 2 as amended.
The question is that we put the amendment to clause 2 as written. Those in favor? Those against? Divide. Clerk.
Mr. Azan? Mr. Bartlett? Mr. Bartlett? Mr. Bartlett?
Members, could you answer loud enough that the clerk is able to hear? We will need to move quickly because we will have a lot of divides if we're not. Right.
Mr. Brown? Dr. Brownberg? Dr. Brownberg? Mr. Buchanan? Mr. Bunting? Ms. Burchell? Dr. Campbell? Dr. Chang? Mr. Charles? Mr. Chuck? Mr. Clark? Mr. Cousins? Mr. Crawford? Miss Crawford? Miss Crawford? Mrs. Cuthbert Flynn? Miss Daly? Mrs. Dalrymple Philibert? Dr. Dawes? Mr. Golden? Mr. Gordon? Miss Grange? Mr. Green? Miss Hamilton? Mr. Ailes? Mr. Hines? Dr. Onis? Mr. Ilton? Mr. Jackson? Miss Jess? Miss Jess? Miss Lee? Mrs. Marlene Malahoo Forte? Ambassador Marks? Mr. Main? Mr. Mackenzie? Mrs. Miller Bennett? Mr. Montague? Mr. Morgan? Mr. Morris? Miss Morrison? Mrs. Nita Garvey? Mr. Newell? Mr. Paulwell? Mr. Phillips? Miss Perkins? Mr. Robertson? Mr. Robinson? Dr. Russell? Mr. Samuda? Mr. Seawright? Ms. Shaw? Mr. Smith? Mr. Turlong? Dr. Tufton? Mr. Darrell Vaz? Mr. Dwayne Vaz? Mr. Warmington, Dr. Wheatley, Mr. Delroy Williams, Mr. Donovan Williams, Mrs. Williams, Mr. Witter,
Members, ayes 31, nays 26, abstain 1, absent 4. It carries. So the amendment passes.
Yeah. The new wording with the subject to affirmative resolution, when the minister read it, he put it in the wrong place. It needs to be the minister may by order subject to affirmative
please read
resolution
it again.
alter paragraph A of the definition of work.
Read it again. The amendments pass based on the vote. I now put clause 2 as amended. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it.
Madam Chairman, I would like to make a marginal, in the margin, a change in clause 3 where we're going to delete the words "the," and I would like to put clause 3.
I have
Opposition leader.
proposed two proposed amendments to clause 3. I want to move the following amendment, that there be a subclause 3 added
3 what?
that would state that the function, and the reason for this proposed amendment is the fact that in clause 25 of the bill, where it speaks to designating these strategic investment projects, these designated strategic investment projects, one of the criteria for doing so is that the project contributes to the achievement of the purposes of the Act. And the Act lacks any statement of its purposes. So I wish to make that clear by adding a subsection 3 to the clause 3 that would say the purposes of this Act are to establish a statutory framework, and I'm taking this language from the Memorandum of Objects and Reasons. So it would say, the purposes of this Act are to establish a statutory framework, for the efficient, coordinated, and transparent management of extraordinary time-bound reconstruction and resilience efforts to focus on building back better to withstand future climatic and geophysical events. B, to create a more robust, climate-resilient infrastructure, encouraging better land use planning. C, to expedite private and public-private investment in priority sectors that address the structural economic vulnerabilities arising due to climate-related disasters. And D, to enable growth and diversification of Jamaica's economic base. Those are all lifted from there, except rather than, the only change I've suggested is that rather than make a specific reference to Hurricane Melissa, since this is going to be, there may be other events, I just said climate-related disasters.
That's reasonable. That is reasonable. Let's hear them up.
Opposition leader, are you finished?
I am finished for that, yeah.
You may
Chairman,
go ahead.
All I would say is that that exact suggestion was a matter that was contemplated in deep detail with the legal advisors of the government, and we were advised not to pursue that route. I wish to put clause 3.
Members, those in favor? Those against? Divide, divide. Go ahead. Go ahead, opposition leader.
The memorandum of objects and reasons is strictly speaking not part of the legislation. It's attached to a bill to guide the House. But when the act passes and it's printed in the revised laws of Jamaica, you will not see it. So this is why it is important, given that there's a specific reference, as I've said in clause 25, to the purposes of the act, that those purposes should be manifest when you read the act. Whatever the legal advisors to the government may say, this is a lacuna, a gap, and it's a serious omission. Yes.
I was saying, Madam Speaker, and I repeat it again. We had a discussion, both at legislative committee and otherwise, about this exact matter that the member is raising, and we have been advised that this is not something that we should transport from the objects and reasons and put into the bill as it is.
3B of the Constitution.
Member
so it's
Malahoo
unnecessary.
Forte, you are required to vote yea or nay or abstain.
Mrs. Malahoo Forte, vote.
What did you vote, member? Because I did not hear that.
Nay.
Okay, thank you, member. Go ahead. Yes. Member Malahoo Forte,
Yay. Yay. Yay is my vote. Yay. Yes.
Look here, members. Member Malahoo Forte, there's only one chairman, you know. One. No, that's the rule. Please, follow the rule. I asked what was the vote of the member. No, I couldn't hear her. I heard the member beside her answer for her. She said something about... You can pull it. Member Malahoo Forte, what was your vote?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
No, members. No, I heard her discussing something about an amendment. However, members, it doesn't make sense, you know, like part of it is for us to also learn. I am happy to learn. So, Member Daly, the reason why you cannot vote after you have stepped in, which the opposition knows, particularly those who have been in the House before last year, they're aware. Once you're not here when your name is called, that's it. However, if a member wants to change their vote, up until the time that we have tallied and announced the tally, they are at liberty to do so. So whatever the member voted, the member is able to change her vote if she so chooses. Member, but pardon me? No, you were not in the chamber, Member Daly. Tally, please.
Hold on.
Member Charles,
Chairman,
what is it, sir?
1 second. It is very important for the records. This is not a matter of change of vote. And I can say this as somebody who is right beside the member. It is a matter of clarification of what was heard. And the hold on, luckily in this case, the member also, in her preamble to her vote, explained herself, unlike the rest of us. And in her explanation, she was very clear as to what she said about 13 being the Constitution. So a nay vote would make no sense.
Member Charles, you are absolutely correct because it was in her explanation.
Exactly. So
that I appreciated.
That clarification.
Yes, and members, Erskine May, paragraph 2586. If any member of the Lords by mistake votes in a wrong lobby, they must wait until the others in that lobby have voted and then ask the tellers not to count their vote. The tellers then accompany the member of Lords concerned to the table and look, no, she did. She said that's not what she voted. And no. And Mr. Cousins, I don't know why you'd like to be here forever. Okay? but the member's explanation, which I listened to, did not accord. She was actually objecting to the amendment being suggested. That's what I got from her statement. So let me tell you, members, the ayes 32, the nays 27, and absent 3. Members, the clause carries as amended. Next clause, pilot
I wish
of
to
the bill.
put clause 5, 6, and 7 without amendments. I wish to put clause 5, 6, and 7 without amendments.
5, 6, and 7 without,
Without
amendments. Members, the person piloting the bill, that's not a
What the
joke,
hell?
you know. 5, 6, and 7.